Well, it's Tuesday morning and I don't see any contractors here. They're supposed to be in there fixing stuff in the apartment so that I can get to work, and I don't see them. But just in case, since I wasn't here that long yesterday, let's go inside and see if they showed up yesterday. Well, the wall's still there. No transition strips. Still a hole in the floor. This hasn't been framed out yet. They obviously haven't been here yet. All right, I guess I'll just move on and do what I can, and hopefully they'll show up later today. So we're working away here. When I say we, I mean just me at the moment. Being as this is a personal project, I'm not really bringing in employees that much to work on it, because then I'd have to pay them wages. That kind of defeats the purposes of saving money doing it yourself, right? But my son does help me a little bit, although we're kind of limited as to what we can do because the contractors aren't here to finish what they need to do first. Anyway, we're dealing with a lot of nail pops. I say nail pops instead of screw pops because those are nails. They didn't use screws, they used nails. It's an old house and that's what they used at the time. A couple other things that are probably going to happen here as we get going is I've decided I'm going to rip out all this old carpeting, and we're just going to redo the stairs. We're not going to replace the stairs. We're just going to remove the carpet, the staples. We're going to put a transition at the top to hold down the rest of the carpet. We're going to do some wood filling. We're going to stain the top of the stairs, and we're going to, on the risers, we're going to just paint it white for the trim color. That's what we're going to do. It's a lot of work to do here. I'm not filling, I'm just kind of beating in nail holes. That's something you got to do when you have holes. You got to create a dent, right? You got to get rid of the flaking, and you gotta create a dent so there's something for the mud to fill. And then of course you gotta sand it and make it smooth. But there's a lot of this going on. I'm still on the main floor. I haven't, the dining room area is done. Haven't touched the kitchen or that area yet because, like I said, that wall's coming out. So we're gonna wait for that to get finished. I'm not gonna apply any mud until everything's ready for mud, but I'm just in here doing what I can. I'm working my way around the room, dinging in all of the holes, getting them ready to get drywall repair. And I'm not sure if we're going to do anything with this area. As I said in the last video, the door is staying there. It's not going to be sealed off because you got to have multiple exits if a fire breaks out, and that makes sense. So I hate this shelving stuff here. I don't know if I'm gonna tear it out and do something else with it or just live with it. I haven't decided yet. But speaking of the fire code, multiple exits. Well, there's only one way down from the upstairs short of jumping out a window. So if we're blocked off by fire, what then? There goes your multiple exits theory, because we got 3 windows up there. Those are our multiple exits if that stairwell's blocked off by fire. So that's it. Still a lot to do in here. As you can see, I still have to tear this down and fix all this. My wife hasn't told me yet what she wants done with these cabinets. They're in pretty bad shape. I mean, obviously they're not going to get replaced, but she hasn't told me yet what she wants to do with these, so I don't know. So there's a couple I don't knows, but there's definitely some things that are happening. And there's some things we're waiting for the actual property manager, AKA the contractors, because he also owns his own contracting company who is doing the renovations. Well, they're doing some of the renos, like removing that wall and fixing the hole in the floor, stuff like that. We're doing the rest of the renovations. And we're still waiting for them to show up and get it done so that we can move on. And the contractors are here to get started on some of the work. Guess the plan is to take this wall out for better access to the washer and dryer today. Not sure what's happening after that. All right, so the floor, the hole in the floor is fixed. I mean, obviously we gotta cover that up, kinda, sorta try to match it to the rest of the floor. Doesn't have to be perfect, but be nice to have something done with it. And this wall's torn out, which is excellent. I still gotta yank these off. Not sure why they didn't do that, but anyway, I got a little bit of wonky, uneven surface here because the framing I'm gonna have to build out around somehow, but I'll figure that out. Stuff some insulation in here and get some drywall in there. I gotta build out this corner here now, but that's okay. I don't mind doing that stuff. I'm just glad the wall's gone. They are gonna come back and do something with the floor here. They're gonna have to do something to bring that up level and put some transition of some kind in there. But we're getting that done. Still no transition strips here or here. Still nothing done here. Broken window upstairs is still broken. But I guess I'll take what I can get. And I guess they're coming next week to pull all this out of here, this front step, and build a deck. So I would imagine that's probably when they're gonna come fix all the rest of this stuff, but we'll see. We've got mold. It's unfortunate. It's wet too, which means there is definitely moisture coming in the wall, so I'm gonna have to pull off the bottom part of the casing of the window, possibly that trim board down there, and I'm gonna have to start pulling or cutting some of this wall out of here so that I can try to find the source and get it fixed. Before I wrap up this video, just gonna point this out. All this mess is going away. I believe sometime next week they're coming to tear all this out and get rid of it, and they're building a deck here. So that is going to make the outside look a little better. Then once all this landscaping gets done, it will make a huge difference on the outside as well. But that's happening later.